We are there. We are there. Mark, Mark, Mark. That's a dog with a hair lip.
Is it? Okay.
I'm not referring to
back
you,
again,
sir.
aren't we?
I'm not. I'm definitely not referring to you. I'm sorry to our, listeners in America. I'm going to have to upload this because Rumble is not playing ball. But there you go. Okay. Quick show of who it is. Show this young man here. There you go. Hey, there's the man. There's so much going on. I don't know what to say. You know, it's all kicking off in different parts of the world right now, Statsman. What are we going to do?
Don't know.
Well, this is what it's like in Nepal right now.
Nepal. It's going to be long on this. I can't really say what I want to say about this, to be honest. Being in England and being on
Bring
YouTube
it on! Where's Guy Fawkes?
That's naughty.
We need his number right now.
I do not condone.
In France.
Are you doing it?
Look at that. That's because in Nepal, China cut off the social media. Did you like that? Did you see that on there? You took the Wong fight.
That's why they're kicking off in France.
In Nepal, yeah.
Oh, I thought you went to France. Sorry.
No, this is Nepal. Tibet.
I don't know. I don't gamble anymore. Sorry, that was bad.
Okay. They are going nuts there.
Crikey, we have two-tier policing. We have jihadi gangs abusing girls. We've got... Basically, they're just pissing in our pocket telling us raining non-stop. And we just take it. And then they turn the internet on these and it's kicking right off.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay.
Well, the police are worried about no internet as well. Shouldn't they be kicking off? Isn't a lot of their stuff not going to work today? So they're all fighting for some
Look at it. Look at it. Do you think Labour are absolutely crapping themselves thinking this is what could happen in the UK right now?
Yeah, don't turn the internet off whatever you do, mind Starmer.
But this is just because the Chinese cut off social media. And they're now starting to open up fire, on these people. Look at it.
Killed 17 people over the internet.
That's right.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus, this is... why can't we be like this in this country? Get on to them.
We're not allowed. Totally do not condone this.
What do you mean you don't condone it? Okay.
Condone it. We're in England on YouTube. This is terrible.
At least 19 people were killed in protests that turned violent in Nepal's capital Kathmandu on Monday, according to authorities.
Some days I don't mind giving the internet a miss. It's depressing some days. But
this is France right now.
They turn their internet off too. Enculez-vous! That's the only French I know.
President Macron, right? They put a new president. This is the fifth new president that they put in. Look at this. Look at what's going on. They've had enough.
Oh no, I do know some more. I know some more French. La piscine. It's just somewhere that sounds like you really don't want to go.
That's the baths.
Yeah,
Allez pisser means piss off. Look at that. I mean, these guys, they don't give a crap. This isn't being presented on the mainstream media. Not at all. And in Qatar, let's play this. Israel have gone ahead and they bombed a meeting of the Hamas leaders.
God, they're ruthless. No one's safe, are they? Shouldn't these people be thinking on, hang on, we shouldn't all be in the same room at the same time, because we know what happens.
You're thinking sensibly.
They're not.
No. I mean, look at that. Israel don't give a damn. They want to get those people. You know, what are we supposed to do when we see things like that? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, get rid of them. Okay? There are certain people on there saying, you know, why is it that Israel are getting away with so much? I'm sorry, right? Get rid of them.
I mean, you listen to some, not that I give a damn about international law, which we'll touch on in a bit, but apparently to some legal people, they're not breaking any laws by bombing people's countries. So,
well, Qatar have gone nuts. Qatar have gone absolutely nuts about it. And Trump is saying, well, it's regrettable.
But I mean, look, think of it this way. You've funded groups in the past like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, whatever. Now you're harbouring Hamas.
They still fund them.
You really think that no one's going to do anything eventually? I mean, say what you want about Israel. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of governments, but the job they've done on all these jihadis is phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like wiped them all out on their own. Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, Iran, and now they're bored. It's like that. Should we go Qatar? Yeah, come on, we've still got some bombs left.
And as far as I'm concerned, they've got all the useful idiots over in this country, you know, who are, well, here's another useful idiot, right? One of your favorite appointed, you know, people to the Home Secretary's position. Here she is.
Yeah.
The new measures announced by the Justice Secretary suggest the government have learnt nothing from the furore and loss of public confidence that followed last year's early release debacle. This is the same Justice Secretary who, along with the Victims Minister in her place, signed the protest letter that led
Shabana Mahmood.
Convicted child rapist Fabian Henry being removed from a deportation flight, and the Prime Minister signed that letter too. So why do the Justice Secretary and her ministers appear to have such scant regard for the impact that the management of prisoner releases will have on the victims of those crimes when we see her implement measures that will actually act as a deterrent to recidivism rather than a minor inconvenience to the continuation of a criminal career?
Minister. We're committed to get this right. The early release scheme that the previous government put in place did not have...
Look at this prat.
I just can't believe. Well, I can believe it with Labour, but she was bad enough in that position. Letting, as we said the other day, just look at how many people have literally committed crimes within like days of being let out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in theory, a lot of them are back in jail. So they haven't really fixed that problem. And then you're going to put her in charge of immigration, which we know is through the roof.
Yeah, I'll carry on with this. So listen to this prat. You know, I mean, I'm absolutely sick of these people. They're doing nothing for the people of this country. Absolutely nothing.
Same exceptions that we had in our early release scheme for the sort of offenders that he draws attention to. But these things are very difficult. The most important thing is to make sure we've got a criminal justice system that will work, and that means that dangerous and people who do really bad things need to be able to be locked.
What? Really bad things? Like rape people? And then get let out? Mark, back me up here.
I know, mate. It's just, and now we're putting her in charge of
Correct.
Another area where we're massively, massively getting blasted.
Oh, I'm just absolutely sick.
Do you think she's got the English people's well-being at heart?
Well, let's have a look. Here's another one.
Not convinced.
Itself, Islam, my own religion, like a lot of practicing Muslims, my faith is the most important thing in my life. It is
there you go. Answers it straight away.
Of everything that I do. I feel a very strong calling of my own conscience, and my conscience calls me to God. That is how I know.
Okay,
so Islam,
so that's it. Islam rules her life. That's what she's saying there. Okay, yeah. Here's another one.
Before you do,
just days ago,
she said everything.
Everything,
didn't she? She's made it clear her priority is Islam.
That's right.
Which is totally contradictory to the English system. I don't believe she's got our best interest at heart. But let's see what she's got to say now then. Go on. Ooh.
No, not at all. Let's listen to the rest of the bull that she's got to say. Here we go.
I was appointed Home Secretary with one clear priority: tackling illegal migration. The government has already laid the foundations. We have lifted removals to 35,000 people and struck a historic agreement with France.
Yeah.
But the challenge that we face is considerable, and we must go further. That's why I have hosted our Five Eyes allies: America, Australia, Canada and New Zealand.
What's America got to do with our borders,
We
John?
have discussed the shared challenges that we face from enemies who have no respect for our borders. And we have agreed coordinated action to enforce security and protect our citizens, including tougher sanctions on countries who refuse to...
This is all just wordy bull. What is she actually going to do? What is she going to achieve? We're talking about Muslims coming into this country who are Islamists. We don't know who they are, what they are. We have absolutely no idea about what is going to happen. And all these human rights lawyers, I'm absolutely fed up with them. You should be stringing those people up, okay? Never mind the people that are committing the offenses, because they're just getting away with anything and everything, and they're raping the public purse.
John, do you think, we discussed, didn't we, and we're going to touch on it again in a few more podcasts, about, like, obviously trying to help create something going forward? Like, we've been talking about this new Bill of Rights that we've come up with. Do you think if she was given the oath that we've drawn up, which puts the English and our law first, do you think she'd take it, especially if
she wouldn't. This woman is not on the side of the English or the British. She's on the side of Islam. She's already stated it publicly.
See, she wouldn't want to be swearing on a Quran.
Correct.
If it was down to me, that'd be in our constitution. You will not be swearing on any other book.
Why should she be allowed to swear on the Quran? This is England.
Yeah, exactly. And that'd all stop under a government ruled by me. But anyway, that's a long shot, but yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the last one with Mahmood.
Really important for all the things that you've seen in terms of the way that the drainage is working, but we explain to people who are donating and giving lots of money, your money doesn't just get spent on feeding people or giving them medicine. Those things are incredibly important, don't misunderstand me, but actually it's about equipping the people who live in this area to cope with future problems.
This is Pakistan.
We can't guarantee there won't be another bad flood. We can't say that this area will never face another natural disaster. But it's about trying to help these individuals who live here to cope with the natural circumstances that they find themselves in. So what we see today, for example, is the building of new houses, allowing...
And we even have MPs in Parliament campaigning to actually help them build airports in this country in order for Pakistanis to actually travel across.
I'll tell you what, if you're all struggling over there, why doesn't she go over and help them permanently and take quite a few more with her? How about that?
If
you're not happy in this country and this is and Pakistan's your country and you want to go back there, then it's just
disappear. Go.
Yeah.
Why sit here and take public money? You're an MP in this country. You swear on the Quran, and then you actually publicly state that you are going to adhere to your religion. It's everything to you. This is a Christian country, and we now have a Home Secretary that is literally an Islamist judging what's going on for the rest of the people in this country. I mean, what? It's madness. Absolute madness. God, I hate that man Starmer. He is an absolute prick. Okay?
He's a clown, John, isn't he? Look,
absolute prick.
Let's be realistic. Her job going forward is going to be to limit immigration from Islamic countries, is it not? Yet we've just heard her say Islam is her priority and will
correct
everything in her life. So when she's making this decision, she's not going to consider Islam. No.
Oh,
she will. Otherwise, she's just lied, and she's not a proper Muslim, then, is she?
Well, this is what they're presiding over in this country, and this is why I wouldn't trust them at all. Here we go.
It's insufferable, and it really is driving me mad. Quote, my friend's department recently housed a charming East African asylum seeker who had been given leave to remain, providing him with a newly refurbished studio on a quiet tree-lined street. This is in London. But then he brought over his wife and multiple children through the refugee family reunion route. Other tenants in the block of flats complained about the noise. The family had trouble fitting into one bedsit, but the council could not throw them out at such short notice. It had to provide them with a 4-bedroom house. The man had
a house in London.
Millions.
For an asylum seeker.
Millions we are spending on this, right? The man has no job. He's living on universal credit. No one in the family can speak any English. The children need schools. The wife needs medical attention. The council has a duty of care, so they went to the top of the housing list bypassing 2,000 locals. Like, if this isn't making your inner gammon rage at the injustice of this, I don't know what will.
My inner gammon was raging a long time ago, mate.
You couldn't make this up, could you? Okay? These stupid pricks in government are allowing our own people to actually be surpassed by people who actually nobody ever wanted in this country. Nobody voted for them at all. I've no idea why the people of this country are not acting like the people in France, the people in Tibet. I mean, they're lucky right now, this government, that people are actually getting enraged about what's going on. It's just ridiculous why anybody would actually suffer this. Right? Do you know how much? Let's just give you an example of ineptness at Labour in this country, just in Cheshire. Do you know how much Cheshire West has spent, okay, on teachers? Supply teachers?
Oh, I'll let you be stats man for a minute then. Go on. How much is it spent
Have
on
a
supply
guess.
teachers? In what, in a year or just...
In a year. On
How
supply
much money?
teachers.
I'm going to go with 800,000 to $1 million.
Try 4 million.
Whoa, I actually had
4 million in Cheshire West.
What?
4 million.
Are you serious?
No, I'm telling you the truth.
In a year, and what you're looking at, a teacher's wages could be what, 30, 50,000.
Yep. So supply teachers have been getting, and this is like big business for all the people who are actually providing the supply teachers. This is absolute bullshit, and this is under Louise Gittins, right, in Cheshire West and Chester.
So, when the families were campaigning because they weren't getting the SEND plans, right?
Yep.
And the kids weren't getting the special education needs they needed, which seems to still be going on. They've got the money to just piss 4 million up the wall on supply teachers.
Correct.
Priorities wrong, or
totally.
Am I wrong?
Labour are absolutely. I'm telling you now, Mark. Labour are absolutely nuts. Anybody that votes Labour now are absolute effing idiots. They need to have their head tested. Because these people do not know what they're doing. They're wasting public money like nobody's business. And if you don't believe me, have a listen to Dominic Covins. Yeah. And, go ahead.
Before you do, my inner gammon is now raging even more than Carl thinks. Do you know what? This is a flipping this is an insult, especially to those girls who are trying to get this SEND thing sorted.
Yep.
From CWAC SA in Cheshire. That is an insult to them.
4 million.
John, we spoke to mums who were struggling to pay to take them to a tribunal.
Correct.
Yeah, they've got 4 million. I'm fuming. You're going to have to move on, mate.
Well, here's Dominic Cummins. Now, you got to listen to what this guy says because it's interesting. Here we go.
It's broken the NHS so badly that Ukrainian refugees returned to a literal war zone to get healthcare.
No, they're murdered first.
Now, did you hear that? That the NHS is so bad that Ukrainian refugees are going back to their own country to get healthcare?
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Maybe we should all go over
these
there.
pathological institutions attack the things that work. So, if this building was suddenly taken over by terrorists, we would depend on special forces to come and solve the situation. Those special forces now have to have meetings about the Cabinet Office's constant lawfare against them. They're having to hire lawyers to defend themselves over operations which they were given medals for over the last few decades. I've sat in the Cabinet Office watching as terrorists actually on the run from cave to cave in Pakistan.
Now listen to this. This is the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes that the public don't see.
God.
Call on satellite phones, London lawyers, using human rights laws to demand that British taxpayers give them millions. And the Cabinet Office says, we've got to pay them out, and it sends over these millions, and then it classifies it all at such a high level that no MPs know about it. These cases are not discussed in Parliament. These cases are not discussed in the media.
There you go. You're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth.
Do they just hate, do they literally hate everyone bar our enemies?
Oh, I'm sick and tired of these Cabinet Office behind the scenes people as well. They are bullshit artists, and they really do need taken out. Taken out. There needs to be a root and branch reform of everything that's going on in this country. You know, well, everything.
Leave that to me, but it's who's going to act on what we come up with. This is the point. We know what the problems are, and the more we go through it all and try and look at the Constitution, the more I think we can fix a lot of this stuff. But someone brave enough to implement it all.
When we look at the Constitution, okay, you know, if we look at the new policies that you come up with, let's have a quick check on these things. Okay, so go ahead, talk us through it.
Yeah, we need to revisit the social contract between the Crown, Parliament and the people. That's what the original Bill of Rights was for. And as I said there, to safeguard our ancient rights, freedoms, liberties, property, religion, and I've added security. It's just gonna go revisit what we used to have and just clarify that this shouldn't have changed. Apart from now, we need to solidify it. We need to build in accountability mechanisms. Things like free legal recourse through constitutional courts. Yeah. Obviously, we have to sort the judiciary out, but working on that one too. A plan for that. Once it's all solid, mate, and then obviously we're going to add in a lawful rebellion clause. We'll bring back Magna Carta, but in a slightly updated version.
Yeah.
Because we need.
Can we have guns, please?
Well, I haven't included that bit yet. I'd love them.
I want guns.
The problem with this is I'd jump to that for a shot, but we're not.
I like that.
Culture.
Jump for a shot.
Yeah, you like that one? Thanks, good that. We're not a culture who've had guns, John, and I think this country will turn into Wild West within about 3 days, mate. If that happened, it'd have to be. Maybe it's something that can be added later by repealing some of the firearms legislation, but
yeah,
we need to think carefully about that one. I'm not sure it's I think sorting the actual mess out of the government, the monarch, the judiciary, the police, the schools, all the institutions need fixing first, and then maybe we can look into that. But
let's move it on.
Yeah, I think we're going to need a new police force, aren't we?
Oh.
But yeah, this is just going back to so we've drafted a Declaration of Right. I've put 2029, but I don't think anyone's going to have the balls to go this far. But
you might have to go to 2027.
Yeah, possibly, mate, or even further in the future, when it looks like reform are probably going to be the best bet next time around, and then we need to make sure that they improve or improve on them. But as I say, heritage matters. The leaders have got to be English and loyal to England. So this is the point of it. Once we've got our constitution sorted, our law will reign supreme, like it should do anyway, if you look at the Bill of Rights. I said the other day, these international treaties and conventions, they're standards set by people that, one, we don't vote for, and two, the majority of us don't agree with anymore. Yeah. And they prevent us from securing our borders, keeping people safe, making just the obvious decisions, the logical decisions we need to save this country. So you can chuck them all in a bin, the UN, the World Health Organization, all of them. So my idea is to establish a new police force.
Yay!
we've got to change the culture. That you're not serving the state anymore. You're there to serve the public. So there'll be no PCCs. There'll be no party political ideology or influence. They're all going to swear on new oaths, the allegiance to the people first, and then, like the Constitution, it's going to all be linked. We'll have high transparency with the police. There's going to be lots of recall powers, legal challenges. There's going to be scrutiny by the public. There's going to be no quangos. That College of Policing can go. It's all going. We're starting again. One police force across the whole country. And if the courts and the police are corrupt and obstructed, then we'll withdraw our consent. Yep. And that'll be part of the legal recourse or the lawful rebellion.
Well, this is...
Because the old police force, the current one, was set up with legislation. There's nothing stopping us from setting up a rival. And then...
Correct.
Watch which one they ring, the one that actually isn't woke and doesn't give you two-tier justice. And then if any of the decent police, because there are some, they can move over no problem.
Correct.
We'll weed out all the dweebs. And you're gonna have oaths, you're going to have to be physically ready for this, and you're going to have to actually be trained in law.
Totally back in
what
that.
I'm seeing is they've got no idea about the law. They just make it up.
You remember that guy? We were supposed to mention him the other night, and we got sidetracked. But here's a guy, Graham Linehan, and this was his statement that he made about the BBC. And we've got to do something about the BBC. So have a look in there with the public broadcaster, because I'm telling you now, we need to cut the balls off a lot of the people that are actually operating in the BBC. I'm sick of those tossers as well.
That's easily done. You just end it with legislation.
The BBC, through its reporting and its lack of reporting, has effectively promoted a medical scandal. If a pharmaceutical company was promoting a drug that caused permanent harm to children while suppressing evidence of its dangers, imagine that, we'd demand accountability. We'd expect arrests and prosecutions. We wouldn't just shrug and say, well, that's Big Pharma for you. How is this any different? The BBC, through its reporting and its lack of reporting, has effectively promoted a medical scandal. They've given a platform to those pushing experimental treatments on children. They've silenced experts warning about the dangers. They've created an environment where questioning the ideology is seen as bigotry, effectively gaslighting an entire nation. Again, this isn't just bad journalism. This is fraud. This is complicity in child abuse. We're talking about the deliberate promotion of an ideology that's causing irreversible harm to children, the suppression of evidence that would have reduced the damage, and the ruination of those who tried to stop it. The BBC...
So there you go, right? Now, he's just stating the case. The BBC, as far as I'm concerned, they are run by a pile of shit, right? They really do need to actually get a grip, and somebody needs to take over at the top end and remove these people, get these tossers out that are actually destroying, and they're literally destroying this country. They're promoting interests that have absolutely no benefit to the public of this country. No benefit. And we need to get them out. We need to get them out, and that's another thing. Can you put that in your policies, sir?
Already is, John. This is easy to fix. Just dissolve them and then just spread out their equipment, their studios and everything back to all the people who've paid over the years, mate, back to the public.
And
Invested in something, you know what I mean? It's just we don't need them. We've got independent media. You've got other things popping up. You've got Tory TV. Oh, no, it's not anymore. It's Reform TV 1 and Reform TV 2, which is GB News and Talk.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still miles better than the BBC. Who watches the BBC anyway? I mean, I think you still watch it.
Well, I think I watch them just to actually make sure of what they're saying. But the other thing that, kind of pisses me off is that they've got BBC local democracy reporters on all the local newspapers within the country. I don't think very many people know that.
No, we've discussed. But what do they actually talk about? Nothing. It's all nonsense in the local media.
They basically promote anything, right, which Labour-controlled councils are interested in. That's what they do. I'm sorry, they're not proper reporters as far as I'm concerned, because I do not see the balanced views of everything. They just take whatever the council has given them, and this is throughout the whole of the country. And people have got to understand that the councils at this level are the people that are actually disseminating the information which comes from this bullshit government. That's the truth.
Do they actually find the really nitty-gritty details? Here's an example. We spoke about it earlier, the send crisis. There was not a sniff from any of the media until we reported on it. We had the girls on a podcast and we went to the protest and we chased the council leader down the street with a camera. Friendly.
And she threatened me.
We weren't going to do anything, you know what I mean? We just wanted a statement that she promised to give them about an hour before and never turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the press weren't onto it. Oh, then he jumped on it like a shot then, didn't he, mate? Oh, you know, like now, Sky News, we've got a problem with immigration, and but Andrew Norfolk back in the day, we've got to talk about these grooming gangs because the far right they're just so far behind.
I think these people and their mentality is responsible. I mean, you can see it. You know, everybody around the world is reacting against it. I mean, look at what happened to this poor woman. Okay, and this is our final subject for the night, and it's sad, right? But look at this.
Should we squeeze Mandelson in at the end?
Yeah. Now, this guy has already stabbed her. Now, watch what happens. Watch what happens.
Strange, she's holding her face.
She's in shock.
Yeah?
She's in shock, this woman. Okay? She's been stabbed. She doesn't even realize it. Okay? She bled out on that train and died. Not a single one of these people did anything. Not a single one. Take color out of the whole situation. Not a single one of these people, and they're seeing blood, okay, around. They know, okay, what's gone on.
I mean, and they sorry, go on. Thought you finished.
They couldn't be asked to do anything about it, okay? They're not human beings, these people. They're not human beings. They know that something's happened, but they just want to get out of the situation. And here's a black guy's take on what they think.
That's what I was going to say. Take colour out of it, but now you have to put it back in, according to them anyway.
Yep. Look at this.
I will say, I talked to 99.9% of black people about this story, about what transpired. And it's horrible. I think we all agree on that. And they wanted me to give a message. And on behalf of 99.9% of black people, I'm here to talk to the white ignorants out there and let y'all know we are deeply uncaring.
And this guy is supposed to be speaking on behalf of black people.
We don't care, bruh. I'm sorry. We don't give not an
give a shit
of caring about what happened to this girl on the train.
Nah, he's talking shit. He isn't speaking for 99. But
he can't be.
Or right? Fentanyl boy gets killed, and the whole world has to burn. Black people were even murdered in them riots over George Floyd in America. It was that bad.
I tell you what, it kind of makes me stand back and think, as an American, okay, I'm ashamed of that little piece of shit, okay, for talking like that. I'm ashamed of him. And if YouTube want to actually cut me off, well then do it, okay? I don't give a crap, right? But to talk like that, even taking color out of it, here's what Trump said about it.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people, really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman. a beautiful young girl that never
Look
had
at that
problems
piece of
in life,
shit.
with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death.
Now, you know why he was let out? Because judges who were appointed and who have no legal background let this runt out.
See, it sounds like they've got similar problems to us, even though they've got a constitution. The
Correct.
problems we have in both of these countries is scandals are the only people who bring these people down who aren't doing their jobs properly. We need to be bringing them down for not doing the jobs properly and not keeping the country safe, etc. Because we need proper public accountability, because this marking your own homework thing is just dog water, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything comes down to accountability, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And immigration, funnily enough, where every topic we talk about.
This guy had been let off 14 times by these pieces of shit judges in the States.
It's the way we're
14
going, John,
times.
It's the way we're going. We're letting them out of prison early. There's your start.
That's exactly what they were doing over here. When are the people of this country going to realize, okay, that we have a government that is not acting in their best interests?
Should we squeeze Mandelson in before we go so we don't clickbait?
Talk about it. Go ahead.
I jumped on this one late. I think everyone's probably already seen what's going on, but I mean, again, Fabian, so it doesn't surprise me. Best mates with Jeffrey Epstein, apparently.
Oh, surprise me.
Best mates. I watched PMQs. Well, I watched a clip of it there, and Kemi asked Starmer if he knew about the relationship between them before he appoints them, and he refused to answer about 3 or 4 times. In fact, it was embarrassing, John, and I mean embarrassing, because she even said, stop the whataboutery and waffle and answer the question. He looked like a fool. It was embarrassing. That's all he says. He's a lying robot. Do you know what? He's that poor. It's just not even funny anymore, John. And the faces on the front bench behind him, there was no laughing this time. They were all steely, proper steel-faced. Do you know what I mean? So apparently he did a business deal with Epstein while in government after he'd been convicted.
Jesus.
He's apparently, allegedly stayed at his property while he was in prison. Or while he was indicted. He's saying it was after he was indicted, but allegedly it was while he was in prison. I mean, for procurement of underage girls, remember? And he says, oh, well, he was his best pal once, and now he's saying he'd wish he'd never met him. He was totally duped by his lies. I'm not being funny, John, but if there's 2 things afoot here. If he's telling the truth, then his judgment and his decision-making are that poor, he should be nowhere near government. When you take the word of a literal nonce, right, and just believe the shit that comes out their mouth, who does that, mate? And then there's the other alternative, which I'll let people work out for themselves. Sky News asked him a while back if he stayed at that flat, and his answer was, I'm not answering any questions about him. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, tells you a lot.
At best, poor judgment and really shocking decision-making, and should be nowhere near our government. At worst, involved in it, possibly. Who knows? Apparently we're going to get clarity and it's all going to be sorted out by Starmer. No, it won't, will it? What they'll do, John, is they'll turn him into a victim like they normally do.
Oh, that's the
it won't be his fault.
The total thing. I just want to send a message through to all Labour MPs in Cheshire. You're finished. I don't care who's in or who's coming in, but you're finished. To all Labour councillors, you're finished. We're going to expose everything and we're going to come at you. And if you've got any skeletons in the cupboard, you can be sure that we're going to expose them, especially in Cheshire. That's our message through to you.
I'm not sure anyone really needs to do a hell of a lot, John, because I think they're all doing a great job themselves. As we said the other night, so we are. So I don't forget anyone. There was the corruption minister investigated for corruption. There was the homeless one who made someone homeless. There was the housing one who fiddled a housing tax. Now we have Mandelson. Was he the children's minister at any point? Fabians, mate. They're a problem.
Tossers. Absolute tossers.
Out. He's got to go, John. He's got to go, mate.
You know, and we've got a local election coming up here in Strawberry Fields for a councillor. Hey, Ray, just want to let you know, we're not your friends. We don't give a shit about you because we think that you're going to actually get in and try to get back in with the Labour that kicked you out.
What's the options there? What have we got? Fake Conservatives, Fabians, and Marxists. Are they the options?
That's it. That's it. Well, he's a communist. There's no two ways about it. Brilliant. He's a communist. Hey, Ray, all right? We don't like you, okay? We hope that you get zilch votes because we know that you're only accessing that position in order to get back in with the Labour Party. Because we know that if you get on the council, you'll be voting with everything that they say. So all the people in Strawberry Fields do not vote Ray McHale. In fact, don't vote any of them. Make the vote zilcho on everything. Okay? Give them nothing. Spoil your ballot papers. Get rid of these pieces of shit. Okay? But don't allow Labour to get back in. Not at all. Because they're not going to help you. Nothing whatsoever. Anything to add, Mark? I think.
Yeah, I just honestly think they are the worst government I have ever seen, and they'll just bring themselves down. I mean, look at the mess after a year. How many people have had to resign? I'm sad to tell you, Mandelson will be on his third resignation soon, and then will Mahmood be behind him or in front of him? I think she might hang on a little bit longer. But I think Mandelson will be gone. I just think the Americans will probably put that much pressure on.
Oh, yeah, he'll be gone.
Get him gone, man.
My fellow countrymen.
They're just going to keep dropping bits. I mean, that thing they've dropped, there's a picture of him there, and he's in his dressing gown with Epstein. And then there's a note which says something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing, I love it when Jeffrey pops up because he brings some interesting guests. And then there's a picture of what looks like young ladies, possibly, to tell. He must have stayed in his houses and seen all that weirdo. What was that woman's name? She does all that weird art. They're like proper sick, looks like Nancy art, and he has that all over his walls and that. Are you telling me he's never been Epstein Island? I bet he has. I bet that'll be next. The Americans are just going to drip stuff out on him until it's too late.
Oh yeah, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. Anyway, okay. I'd like to thank all our listeners tonight to be, witnessing this rant against what's going on in this country. And you can see it's global. Everybody's fed up of being suppressed, oppressed, repressed, and depressed. That's the mood. And I'm just going to leave you with Christopher Monckton again on Labour. These people are not your friends. Anybody in this country that thinks Labour are your friends, think again. Here's what Christopher Monckton says, and I'm going to say good night. And Statsman,
I'm going to say, don't bottle that in a gammon up. Let it out. Let it rage. Let it rage. Because without that in a gammon raging, we ain't taking this country back from these absolute traitorous Fabians and fake Conservatives.
Yeah, let the dogs out. That's what we're saying. Here's Christopher Monckton.
In a gammon rage.
In a gammon.
Unless we can persuade the Labour Party to stop being communist.
Not a chance.
And that's not easy. They're so wedded to the destruction of this country. But we have been tame in not saying this. We have kind of almost assumed that they are a legitimate political party just like the rest of us, and they all mean well. They don't mean well. They mean this country harm. They have an ideology that comes well before any mere individual comrade or citizen.
Especially Shabana.
They do not understand the value of the individual because they do not love the individual. They are not a cult of love. They are part of the nastiest cult of hatred that has ever existed on this planet.
Are you listening
and
to that, Justin?
That changes. No one should ever, ever, ever vote
Time
for
to
the
do a
Labour
runner,
Party.
son. Probably wouldn't stand at the next election if I was him.
God.